I feel people are taking offense into something that you should be a bit more charitable towards.
Especially for comedy.
Exactly. Because it is in a comedy club.
Jesse.
Okay guys, you guys know I've been doing comedy, right?
Lemon stand, top stand-up comedian here.
Thank you. No lah. I still learning the ropes of being a comedian lah.
So humble. I don't recall so humble behind the scenes, bro.
No, okay.
After you punch down on all of them, like a
Go there, of course, $300.
But you have to know like sometimes if you do well, right, there's like euphoria so you feel like I really do good.
Yeah, it's just a joke lah.
But got other times that you guys come that you see, I really cannot make it, right? Yeah. So it happens. Okay, so recently, right, I was hanging out with a few comics and then we were talking about this one video that went viral. So amongst the comics, right, they have like a split view on this video lah. And also this video, right, have shook the world as well. Yeah, so a lot of people find it offensive and some find it okay. So I don't know what are your thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a video.
My country, Singapore, after we gained independence from the British, we were a struggling little nation. In order to survive, we formed a union with a larger, more powerful country, Malaysia. Where are you from? Malaysia or Singapore? Malaysia, okay, yeah. You assholes. When my prime minister went on TV to announce that you guys had dumped us, he cried because he thought we're not going to survive without you. But then 40 years later, we became a first world country. And you guys, Malaysia, what are you now? Still a developing country. Oh, boo. You, Malaysia. Isn't it the best breakup revenge? Now Malaysia, y'all trying to come around like, hey, Singapore, you're looking good lah. And we're like, I know, but why haven't you visited me in 40 years? And you're like, yeah, I tried, but you know, my airplanes cannot fly. What? Malaysian Airlines going missing, not funny, huh? Some jokes don't land. This joke kills in Singapore. I get a bad year from you from the Malaysians. It's okay, they don't have internet.
Okay, so after watching this video, right, what are your thoughts?
I can see why people find it offensive lah. Okay, because it's the way she put it is quite harsh, and then she's mentioning also a tragic incident that happened in Malaysia, which is the missing of MH370. For me, I feel I don't find it too funny, but I also don't find it offensive. To me, it's just like a ooh moment. Yeah, and there is always this in the comic scene, right? There is always this like jabbing of each other between Singapore comics and Malaysian comics, and I think this is just one of the jet bag or yeah.
Cause like in Singapore comedy, right, it's a must to make fun of Malaysia. Yeah, you must part of your repertoire like you must be able to make fun of Malaysia. Yeah, and then the Malaysian comics also make fun of Singapore. Right, that time they cut off our chicken, right? They say, oh, we got chicken, or like they say, oh, chicken rice better because now you all got no chicken. Yeah, so they always jab each other lah. Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
I thought the joke would be a lot more offensive because I read the headlines and they say, wow, this joke was just very distasteful and stuff. I think Vivian came up to say she doesn't represent the views of Singaporeans and all. So I thought maybe, it was a very nasty joke. When I watched, she was doing a crowd work lah. I expect some of those things to be improv. At least the last one, or they don't have internet and stuff. This one, she couldn't have scripted it anyway. Probably not lah. So I feel people are taking offense into something that you should be a bit more charitable towards.
Especially for comedy.
Exactly. Because it is in a comedy club. So if today she's saying this out in the world, she creates a YouTube video, TikTok video, what, and she says, Malaysians are whatsoever, their planes can't fly and stuff. People take offense to this,
Fine.
Fair game. But in the confines of a comedy club, we must recognize that she is making a joke to the people there. She's not airing her views. Those are probably not the views that she holds in her normal day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So when people take offense to this, I feel y'all are not in the scene there. You shouldn't have a say. Everything should be able to fly in a comedy club.
So what are your thoughts, eh?
I feel like, people pay a certain price to watch this, right? If it's too controversial, as in like, if it's not too controversial, right, why would you watch?
Boring, huh?
Yeah, it becomes like everything, there's a rule, there's a line that I need to, work within this box. And then that would not be comedy already, right? So it has to be anything that fly, Yeah. And I really like the last part of how she reacted. She doesn't even care. She doesn't care. And that is what a very successful comedian, I would think, should behave like that.
I think you mentioned a good point about how, crossing the line, right? I feel in society, maybe comics might be one of the very, very few people who are given this opportunity. And the reason is because back then, right, when the kings and all were living, they had this one guy called the fool or the court jester. The court jester, right, is the guy who is able to share difficult situations, difficult ideas to the king without offending the king. Why? Because he is a bit funny, clownish and all. So he can share like maybe things that the family members want to share to him. He feels they feel that he will take offense to it. They share the court jester. You try to slip this idea to the king. So they are the ones who can bounce around the line. And I feel comics play that role also. Sometimes like they can give social commentary on things and people don't really take it that seriously. Why? Because they are wrapping it up in comedy. They are finding the absurd in real life situation, exaggerating this absurdity. But what do you think about it?
Personally, right, I feel that the video is okay. After watching the video, I feel that the crowd, right, are also reacting positively towards it. They are laughing. Maybe there's a few like here and there, right? And for comedy, right, there is two things, right, you can do. Let's say you're making a very very controversial joke, right? There's two things you can do. Firstly, right, is you back down. When you back down, right, you sort of lose the crowd. A lot of times, right, when I back down, right, let's say I'm making like some sex jokes, I'm going too extreme, right? But when I back down, right, the crowd will be like, oh, yeah, you know that it's wrong to say that. The second thing you can do, right, is you lean towards the joke. You whack, you keep doubling down. And soon, right, people, their threshold of the jokes, right, will get higher and higher, and people will start to be, like, it's more well received, lah. Yeah, and that's why I feel that what she did, right, she was doubling down. And the crowd react positively towards it. And personally, right, I feel, the premise of the joke is a very, very good joke. Like, she paint it, right, in like, it's like a breakup story. Like, now how to get back at your ex? You do better than your ex. And I feel like it's a very good premise. Yeah, then come to the punchline when she talk about the MH370, right? Okay lah, that one is a split thoughts in the room lah with me and my other comics. But I personally feel it's okay. Yeah, you should be able to make fun of certain heavy subjects.
These are just jokes. Don't nobody call the people on me, right?
Okay, then so I want to come to this one point. They always say it's not what you say, but how you say it. So how do you guys think? Like maybe the way she make the joke, right, it's a bit too harsh. Like she said, like, fuck you, Malaysia.
I feel that part okay.
Yeah, I feel like to be a comedian, right, the number one thing you need to know is how to act. Just like an actor, in front of the screen, you must be able to be that character.
You know a lot about comedy. That's exactly what Dave Chappelle said.
Yeah, I learned from the number one level stand guy. They take a master class, right? Yeah, so I feel right when she says certain words and like criticizing and stuff, right? She really acted out that sass in her. You imagine when she doesn't do that, it loses all the power. It loses all the gist of being funny.
Now you don't know whether is it
for real? Yeah,
is it a joke?
Yeah, is it for real? Or not?
Yeah, and I believe that's not her character in real life. She's not like her stage persona is she's like a Karen. Yeah. Like for me, right, I make like sex joke all the time, right? On stage, right, I thought I don't know how to do anything. I don't really this way. Yeah, I act like I don't know because I believe that is how do I make like my sex joke, right, more palatable to the audience. So like your stage persona and your real life, right, can be totally different one. Yeah, so just
but for you like the same way.
Okay, so I want to bring back to one last point lah. Okay, so a lot of people is actually have been like shitting on her, right? I mean like those naysayers lah. I personally find it is okay. Maybe some people find it's not fair game lah. They have their own thoughts. Okay, but like you know, in the comedy scene, right? Like there's always people that are gonna hate on you one. Yeah. So let's say Kumar. They say, oh, Kumar only make like local jokes, like government jokes. He only make internet jokes. But who cares? He's been selling out all the time.
Kumar can really pull a crowd, no? Like one of the best comedians to pull a crowd.
Yeah. You know Lemon Stand, right? Once he put Kumar in, right? Full house on. Full house. All the time. Yeah. Then you see Fakafas. Fakafas, oh, they only make Malay jokes. But who cares? He sell Esplanade out every single year. His weekly open mic, right? Like always packed one. Yeah, so maybe, right, her jokes, right, her MH370 joke, right, might not appeal to certain people. But I believe she got a crowd lah. And her crowd was there lah. Like in the video you can see a lot of people are laughing. A lot of people are enjoying. Yeah. You can give her a bad Yelp review, but I believe like a lot of people in the world have people that actually enjoy her joke lah. Okay guys, you guys have heard our thoughts on this topic. Now I want to know what are your thoughts. Do you find it offensive or do you think it's fair game? Let us know. See you in the next episode. Bye bye!